and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, has council had the opportunity to review the meeting minutes of November 7th? If so, how do you wish to proceed?
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes as presented. I'll second.
Second from Robin, second from Becky. Those in favor can state aye.
Aye.
Opposed, carried. Any changes to this evening's agenda? With none, I'll ask for a motion to approve the set agenda.
I make a motion, we approve the agenda as presented.
Second.
Motion from Mike, second from Robin. Those in favor may state aye.
Aye.
Opposed, carried. Guests in open forum. We thought we'd meet our newest employee today.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. My name is Nicole Smoody. My first day was yesterday as the Economic Development Coordinator. I just wanted to say hi, and I look forward to working with you guys.
Well, welcome.
Yes.
We're happy to have you.
Thank you.
Your first day was yesterday and the podium the next day.
Just kidding.
Last day tomorrow.
All right. Anyone else for guests in open forum? All right. We'll move on to committee reports. Budget and Finance.
Budget and Finance met on November 16th. We went through all the standard financials. Everything is as expected. BCC membership update, 2,394 total members with 990 memberships, which is as high as they can find in the history that they have. Potential grant anticipation funding, no change on that. Everything is as we expect. Past due utilities, 60 days plus, are at $21,400 as of October 31st. The due date before certification is November 27th. 2021A bond proceeds updates, all those to be used on the street projects for this year, so we'll be done with that. Oh, there was one thing to note, the leachate bill to Excel so far for that new leachate project is $104,000.
Wow.
And I think we'll leave it at that.
How about the Excel Advisory Board meeting?
Excel Advisory, there was about a half a crew there. We just had updates on everything that's in the fire, and Marie was there and gave us update. Some of the stuff will be going to Planning Commission, and we'll be looking into it. The school project is getting there. They're it's looking good, I guess. They're a little short-handed for bus drivers and some other staff, but otherwise, not bad.
Okay. Fire Board, we met last night. We reviewed a couple of the policy and procedures as we implement Red Path in 2024. So it's just updating as the transition happens. And then there is an opening for new firefighters. We had 5 candidates, and we have 2 to 3 positions open. So adequate response. How about Park and Recreation?
Go ahead.
Okay. We met last night. We spent a lot of time discussing Koblinger Park and looking at what our options are there. Commission is definitely in favor of keeping a skate park of some sort there. Looking at maybe trying to find a way to put more ice out there in the winter. That was about it for that. Past events and upcoming events. Sparktober, they had decent attendance. There were a lot of other events happening that weekend, and the rain the day before kind of put a little damper on it. Breakfast with Santa is December 2nd, and DECA is going to have an event there on December 20th, and I believe there's a boys' night there right after Thanksgiving. We looked at the gym. It's 99% complete. They need the key controls for the hoops to bring them up and down and adjust them. And the pickleball, the modular court floor that we took up, has been sold on consignment for $8,780.
So, which is pretty good considering.
Good to have it
Gone.
done, and something done with it, yep.
And then that gym floor turned out fabulous.
Yeah, the gym looks great.
Yes, I would agree. Looks very nice.
That's all I have.
All right, any other committees? Nope. All right, we'll move into our public hearings. So Certificate of Delinquent Utilities with Mr. Ebensteiner. And I'm going to go ahead and open the public hearing at 5:06 if you'd like to introduce what it is.
Great. Thank you, Mayor and Council. So each year, we have a process. So for delinquent utilities, we do 2 shut-off processes throughout the year, and then in the fall, we do a certification. So under state statute, the city does have the authority to certify for the collection of delinquent utilities to the subsequent year's taxes. So water and sewer accounts that are more than 60 days past due and owing more than $50 are to be assessed. They were notified, those residents were notified by mail October 24th. And then property owners were given until November 27th at 4:30 p.m. to make payment and bring their accounts current. Initially, we had sent out around 106 notices for $27,722. To date, we had 60 remaining accounts, right around 20,000 remaining outstanding. So we'll continue to collect that through next Monday, and then we'll summarize and send to the county for certification. And then the list of PIDs and amounts are included in Exhibit A.
All right, is there anyone here wishing to discuss or speak in regards to the delinquent utilities?
Did you say accounts
certification?
over $50?
Yep.
So if they're under $50, you don't do anything about it?
Nope.
Anyone else? Hearing none, I'll ask for council to make a motion to close the public hearing.
I make the motion, we close public hearing.
Second?
Motion from Mike, second from Robin. Those in favor can state aye.
Aye.
The public hearing is closed at 5:08 p.m. And
Need a motion to approve that?
yes,
Make a motion to approve Resolution 23-118 for the certification of delinquent utilities.
I'll second.
motion from Robin, second from Becky. Any other discussion? Hearing none, those in favor can state aye.
Aye.
Opposed, carried. Certification of weed, grass removal, and tree trimming charges. Mr. Ebensteiner, I will open this public hearing at 5:08 p.m.
Great, thank you, Mayor, Council. So once again, the city does have the authority to assess delinquent weed, grass removal, and tree trimming charges. So on the weed and grass side, we did complete some mowing at some properties, and those properties were given, were billed and given the opportunity to pay. Once they were delinquent, we did send them assessment notices on October 19th. To date, we have proposed the assessment roll of 3 properties totaling $750. On the tree trimming side, we did complete some tree trimming, did bill those properties, did not receive payment, sent them assessment notifications on November 6th. And to date, we have proposed the 2 properties totaling $250. So those property owners will also be given till November 27th at 4:30 p.m. to pay those balances. And the summary of those are attached as Exhibit A to the resolution.
All right, anyone here wishing to address the certification of weed and grass removal and tree trimming charges? Anything from council? I'll ask for a motion then to close the public hearing.
I move we close the public hearing.
I'll second.
Motion from Mike, second from Robin. Those in favor may state aye.
Aye.
The public hearing is closed at 5:10 p.m.
And I'll make a motion to approve Resolution 23-119, certification of weed and grass removal and tree trimming charges.
I'll second.
Motion from Robin, second from Mike. Any discussion? With none, those in favor may state aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Thank you.
Thank you.
Board committee and consultant reports. Pebble Creek's water feature restoration. Mr. Kua.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Before you tonight, we have the Pebble Creek Water Feature Restoration Project. That was part of our 2023 capital improvement plan at Pebble Creek. You may recall over the last 5 years, I've stood up here presenting previous phases to our water feature restoration. One of the kind of aspects that Pebble Creek is really known and respected for are the beautiful water features throughout the property that has more than most golf courses do. Over time, just from natural elements and the additional maintenance and repair work needs to be done on those. The previous phases, first of which was clay capping a pond to the right of the fourth green that was experiencing some drastic water loss. And all these ponds kind of work in a closed loop system where the water is recycled to our irrigation pond and then flown back through these features. The aspect that we're looking to address tonight is actually known as Pebble Creek. It's the creek that flows from that pond that I referenced to the north of hole 4, underneath the bridge in front of the second hole on the championship course, and ultimately into our irrigation pond. So over the years, there's PVC liner in that creek that runs for that duration, and there was river rock on top of it. Over many years ago, a second layer of PVC was just placed on top of that river rock, and then more river rock on top of that. So we've got multiple layers of that, and unfortunately, we've lost the natural grading to flow that water through the system. So that's what we're looking to address. Some of the attachments that you have, there's 4 photos that kind of show the current state of Pebble Creek. So you kind of naturally see the reason to address it. And also a scope of work document that Jason had helped prepare that kind of shows what we're looking at doing, and having like a water control coming out of that pond, so we could kind of measure and reduce or just appropriately maintain the amount of water coming into Pebble Creek. So we'd look to drudge out all those existing liners and layers of river rock to achieve appropriate grade to get that water moving, and then put down a new PVC liner and then river rock on top of that. If you look at the photos where it gets under the bridge, where it gets a little bit wider, there used to be a more dramatic waterfall there. Unfortunately, as they do with that, water finds a way, and erosion and corruption of that liner around has made the water not reach the irrigation pond as originally designed. So part of the scope of the work is really to make that area much easier to maintain. So bringing in some fill material, reducing the slope and the steepness of that slope, so our maintenance team can maintain that a lot better than previously the ability to do so. So we've talked about this with our golf committee at numerous meetings, and golf committees in support of this project. We had budgeted $40,000 in our CIP for this year. We solicited a number of companies. We did get 2 quotes. The low quote and the one that we're recommending tonight is from G&M Outdoor Services. So I would love to answer any questions that you might have about the project. This would be kind of the final stage of this particular water feature restoration, with all the kind of steps in the flow having been addressed, and kind of get that namesake Pebble Creek back to the level that it was initially designed and intended for. So I'll be happy to answer any questions you have. At the end, looking for a motion in a second to approve Resolution 23-120, allowing Pebble Creek to engage G&M Outdoor Services for the creek restoration. With that, be happy to answer any questions you might have.
None. Nope.
Nope.
There are no questions. I'd like to make a motion to approve Resolution 23-120, approving the Pebble Creek water feature restoration.
I'll second that.
Motion from Robin, second from Mike. Those in favor can state aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you.
Thank you.
Consent agenda, Mr. LaRude.
Mayor Bertram, City Council members, items for approval on tonight's consent agenda include approving the hire and termination report for Pebble Creek in the Community Center, adopt Resolution 23-116, designating the Becker Community Center as a polling place for future city elections, adopt Resolution 23-117, accepting donation of cash and materials for 3 youth sports sheds. Parties involved in contributing to these sheds include the Becker Lions Club, Becker Youth Association, Technology 2 class of Becker High School, and Becker Public Works. And approve pay request number 10 in the amount of $168,131.18 to R.L. Larson Excavating for the 2022 County Road 53 Utility Improvement Project. And I will be happy to answer any questions.
We should maybe mention that the polling place will be the Becker Community Center versus City Hall.
Correct. That's where it will be, in the gym.
Okay. Does council have any discussion or questions? No? I'll ask for a motion.
Make a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented.
I'll second.
Motion from Robin, second from Mike. Those in favor may state aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Payment of the bills.
I'll motion we pay the bills.
I'll second.
Motion from Becky, second from Robin. Any discussion? Hearing none, those in favor can state aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Does council have anything else for the betterment of Becker? If not, I'll ask for a motion to adjourn.
I move we adjourn.
Second.
Motion from Mike, second from Robin. Those in favor can state aye.
Aye.
We are adjourned at 5:17 PM.